Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Rabbi Chernitsky, Director of Chabad of Newfoundland. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. Um, I was in Brooklyn last week, so there were no classes, but thank God I am back and better than ever. So continuing tonight with Letters of Light. We are holding by the Hebrew letter Samach. It's the 15th letter in the Hebrew alphabet, and we are live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and so continuing on, the 15th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, the Aleph base is the letter Samach. It looks like a circle. Again, for more tech savvy, we'll put a picture on the screen. And the letter Samach looks like a circle or a wedding ring, a wedding band. And the wedding ring has no beginning and no end. Well, what does that mean? Being a ring or a band, it represents the concept of support, which actually is what Samach means, like in the words of the Psalm 145. Samech noflim, supports the fallen. Also, the Samach is like the lulav, the palm branch, that together with the myrtle and the willow, we unite them all with rings made from the palm branch, the lulav. Right, we shake them together with the etrog, the citron, on the holiday of Sukkot. Excuse me, which is actually coming up in a number of weeks. Why? The goal of a ring is to unite and support, and this concept represents marriage. What's a wedding all about? What's the objective of the marriage? The objective is continuity, to have children, to continue the human race, and the ring has no beginning and no end. It's a circle that also represents the power of the Ein Sof, the infinite light, that gives man the power, man and a woman, the power to procreate and continue life into the next generation. Marriage is all about support. The husband supports the wife, and vice versa. The wife supports the husband. We see it in the chuppah, the wedding canopy, at the very beginning of the marriage. There's a custom that the wife, the kala, encircles the husband to be 7 times. After 7 times, then she stands next to him and he puts the ring on her finger. What's going on here? The verse tells us, Chomat Nashim Banta Beita, the wisdom of women built a home. By inserting 7 times the husband to be, she is, so to speak, building her home for every day of the week, every one of the 7 days of the week, for every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on. Excuse me. Once she creates this home, then she enters into the home together with her husband to be. She makes her samach, those circuits around him, showing her support around the husband. And then he puts the ring on her finger, again, the ring, the samach, so she's supporting him, he's supporting her. Because in essence, what he is saying and she is saying is, I agree to support you. I give you the money and the emotional support that's needed to continue this family. Similarly, on Simchas Torah, the culmination of the high holidays in the Hebrew month of Tishrei, which again is coming up very soon, God willing, should only bring health, happiness, and only good things for everybody. On Simchas Torah, God marries the Jewish people marry God. God is the broom, Jewish people are the bride. And what do we do on Simchas Torah? We take the Torah and we dance around it 7 times around the bima, the special table where the Torah is read from in synagogue. Okay, so we're the brides, we're creating a home for God, for Hashem, and 7 times for all the 7 days of the week, saying to God, we support you, we want to invite you into our home. And we'll conduct the home with your beliefs and philosophy. And we want you to be comfortable in this new home. So how do we do that? We dance with the Torah on Simchas Torah. Hashem wants a home of Torah, spirituality, godliness, And so once we take the Torah, we dance with it 7 times around the bima, around the reading table. We're telling him we're commit ourselves as a bride to a groom to stick to your Torah, to study your Torah, and to do the mitzvot of the Torah. God also has to do his part, so to speak. We are the bride, we did our part of the 7 circuits. But God also gives us a ring. The ring is actually before Simchas Torah and Shmini Atzeret, which is the day before Simchas Torah, after the 7 days of Sukkot. On Shmini Atzeret, we read a special prayer for rain, right? Because Geshem, rain, is the blessing of all material wealth. And this is the day, Shmini Atzeret, that God blesses his people. This day that God commits himself to his wife, the Jewish nation. He's going to support us during the coming year until the next year to give us all of our material wealth and needs and sustenance and so on. Coupled with that, of course, is health and naches from our children, and joy, simcha, and all the other blessings that one needs. And this is the Samech, the letter that has a circle shape, and that's the concept of the wedding band. What's the numerical value, the gematria of the Samech? It's 60. 60. 60 is also connected to the infinite, because we find that Isaac, Yitzchak Avinu, he got married when he was 40, but he only had his first child when he was 60, implying that 60 alludes to that infinite power to have children, to procreate, and to continue human Jewish race. Another interesting thing connected with the number 6 is the special blessing that the Kohanim, the descendants of Aaron, give on the holidays, because the Birkat Kohanim has 15 words, but there's 60 letters. So 15 words, 60 letters. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe once explained that the Birkat Kohanim incorporates all of the blessings a person needs throughout his life. That's why this blessing that God created for Kohanim to bless the Jewish people, many fathers give it to their children every Friday night. It's not a Chabad custom, actually, I should mention, but others have this custom. But also on the eve of Yom Kippur, before going to shul, to synagogue, for the Kol Nidrei, which begins the Yom Kippur day, the solemn day of fasting and prayer, the Day of Atonement, there's a worldwide Jewish custom that the father, blesses all of the children with these words of the Birkat Kohanim found in the Torah. Again, because this is a blessing that incorporates all of the needs that we have throughout the year. Interesting to note that when the Kohen blesses the Jewish people, they extend their hands together like this, and then he says the blessing, and each hand has 30 bones, so 30 and 30, you have 60 bones. You have 60 bones correspond to the 60 letters of the words of the special prayer that they say, and this represents the blessing of infinity, all the blessings that the world needs. Furthermore, we find the concept of 60. That's the idea of ayin, nullification. Okay, if you know some basic Jewish law, you know that if somebody's cooking a chicken soup and somebody walks by with their milk, and by mistake some of the milk spills into the chicken, we know that we're not allowed to cook or eat milk and meat together. And so once that happens, the milk falls into the chicken soup. What do you do with the food? Do you have to throw it out? Can you eat it? So the answer is just taking it very basic level. If this happens, you need to consult with an expert Orthodox rabbi. Extra points if he's ultra Orthodox like me. Just kidding. So the basic law is that if there's 60 more times meat in the chicken soup pot, or whatever, maybe the chicken soup was a bad example, but just follow me. There was 60 times more in the pot of chicken soup, more than the milk that fell in. That's considered nullified, bottle, and you are allowed to eat the food. So 60 represents the nullification of all evil, nullification of all impurities, and Ayin, Aleph, Yud, Nun means nothingness, nothing. That has the numerical value of what? 61. Aleph is 1, the Yud is 10, the Nun is 50. So why 61? Because what's really Ayin? What's really nothing? 1 to 60. We'll skip the next one. We said already that Samach means to support, like in the verse Samech Noflim, the Ashrei from Psalms 145. We said also, if you remember, 2 classes ago we spoke about the letter Mem. Okay, so the Samach is very similar to the final Mem in their shape. Okay, because these are the only 2 letters in the whole Hebrew alphabet that are completely closed. So again, the final Mem, there's 2 shapes to the letter Mem. So when it's on the end of a word, it's the final Mem, the Shlos Mem, the closed Mem. And then also the letter Samach, which is always the same. They're the only 2 letters in Hebrew alphabet that are completely closed. Okay? And when something is closed, it represents that it's concealing, it's hiding something. Okay, the light, the divinity, the godliness is so great that we can't share it. It represents the most deepest secrets and the most holiest of the holy. And if you put the 2 together, the Samach and the Mem, you get Sam in Hebrew, which means a potion or a remedy for those who are sick. And in essence, the Samach and the Mem, even though again they look very similar, according to Kabbalah, the Samach is even greater than the Mem, because the Mem is a square, and the square that represents a limitation, right? It has some sort of form, but the Samach is totally round. Round is continuity, infinity, without any obstacles. The closed Mem represents the day of Mashiach, the days of Mashiach, the Messiah. The Samach represents the era of Tchias Hameisim, the resurrection of the dead, which comes after Mashiach comes. So therefore, if you need God's blessings in your life, you want to see the true resurrection, real change, and need God's support, then you need to meditate on the letter Samach. My dear friends, we covered a lot of ground tonight. You might want to rewatch the class to get it all in. Again, I'm Rabbi Chernitsky, director of Chabad of Newfoundland. It's been a pleasure. Tomorrow, God willing, is the class on Jewish history. It's a crash course on Jewish history. God willing, finishing with the life of Jacob. And moving on. So again, I'm Rabbi Chernitsky. It's been a real pleasure. Have a good evening. If you have any questions, comments, or even concerns, you can send me an email, rabbinewfoundland@gmail.com. You can check out our website, rabbinewfoundland.com. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. All the best.